to the tournament floor for a game. It's the final match between Na'Vi and Alliance. Winner will be taking home the championship. Best of luck to both teams, and enjoy the games.
Alliance versus 2011 International Champions, Na'Vi.
Everything hangs in the balance. It all comes down to this. One more game, $2 million on the table. Winner, first place at the International, the aegis and the prestige of being the best Dota 2 team in the world. The loser, second place, and only 600,000. And here we go, Lumi. And it wouldn't be appropriate if we didn't have another Wisp.
Well, Wisp has 100% win rate.
In the grand finals.
In grand finals, and Alliance takes it. So by statistics, can we just go home, or we?
If we were Bruno, we'd just say show's over, folks. But we're casters, we're gonna stick with it. So they get a Wisp. They actually, the reply from Na'Vi was identical this game. They pick up Bat, then they pick up Alk, same draft that we saw before. Alliance, the reply, same from them as well. They go for Profit. It has an eerie feeling about it. They're on the same sides. It's the same draft thus far. Will these paths diverge? I think they already have, actually.
I feel like we're watching a scrim. Like, you know how teams practice against each other and say, you know what, we want to practice one strategy, you want to practice other strategy, let's keep everything the same and let the play decide itself. But
hell of a scrim. Hell of a friggin' scrim.
Scrim with $1.4 million on the line.
For first, and then $2 million total if you factor in second. It's a lot of money. But Na'Vi have already broken the mold. Last game, they went third pick Puck. This game, they go Rubik. And then the reply, Ake's Crystal Maiden. Now Na'Vi, in the last phase of the previous draft, Enigma was banned. Puppy could not get his hands on it. This time around, he will not be denied. He's got his Enigma.
An Enigma pickup here on fourth is not a bad order to go about it, because Alliance has shown their support. So you know exactly what you get away with, whether he needs a BKB, whether he wants to go Blink. So Alliance need to pick up something that could actually pierce through a BKB. And I gotta say, S4 played the Beastmaster in game number 1 wasn't the best play because so much actually focused onto him, but I mean, why not? I think Beastmaster is a pickup here, but no, he wants to go with the Puck.
Oh, this is looking good, Lumi. On one side, we've got what looks to be a Dendi Bat, and on the other, we've got the S4 Puck. At long last, we're gonna get a real showdown in the mid lane. Two heroes that can snowball. Two heroes that can find early kills. Two of the best gankers in the game. Oh, get excited for this.
All right, so a couple of things real fast. Na'Vi needs to pick up a little bit more burst damage. Last game, Alliance, you saw the Wisp surviving for quite a bit, even with the Flaming Lasso. So I think they need to get burst damage to actually pierce through the Wisp and kill him immediately. At the same time, Alliance for the last draft need to get some damage output, because if BKB ends up being on the Alchemist and on Enigma, there's just no damage output at all coming out from Alliance.
And Puck does not transition as well into a semi-carry role as a Night Stalker.
Now, Nature's Prophet does give you some damage, but he gets it much later.
There is an anti-mage in the pool here. And we have seen a lot of teams in the past, when they really need a win, they turn to anti-mage. Gyro's been banned out. Loda doesn't normally play PL without a Coddle. What are they going to pick for Loda?
Anti-mage, PA.
There is a CK, there's a Tiny, I mean, there's the classic Wisp partners, but
there's options.
They don't farm that well, generally speaking. Tiny does eventually, but CK not so much.
Yeah, with the wide hero pool that Loda has, it's really, really hard to predict. Meanwhile, Na'Vi, of course, needing Funix hero, although it's not set just yet. Bat Rider was played by Funix last game, and maybe they pick up Dendi. Wow, Templar Assassin!
Opa Dendi, Opa Dendi! We're gonna see a Dendi TA mid, and TA, by the way, does very well against Puck.
Oh, she does.
This is a tough matchup. This is gonna be hard for S4. That puts Funnick into the jungle as Bat, and now Alliance, their final chip on the table. It's all in on this Loda last pick. What's it gonna be?
I have no freaking clue. I have no freaking clue.
Loda, what's he thinking of here? Is it a Sven? Is it a Tiny? Is it a CK? Is it an anti-mage? They're showing his max kills, his max GPM. Can't go out. That's not an option.
I think against Templar Assassin, of the heroes that you listed, Tiny is probably the best. But no, they gotta go with Chaos Knight. So with Chaos Knight for the final game of the International number 3, both teams trying to go home with $1.4 million, and of course the lovely Aegis.
And that. That one matters. To these players, in some ways, it may matter more than the money. Not that the money isn't nice, but they want to be known as the best. Not second best, not close, but the best. And to be the best, you got to win this game. It's game 5 of a best of 5 Alliance versus Na'Vi. $2 million at stake. There's no more games to fall back on. There's no more second chances. You win or you finish second. And here we go. It's tense.
It's tense.
There's a
indeed.
palpable air in this crowd.
Everybody's just waiting with bated breath. And I mean, obviously, they're just strategizing. We're going to see Dendi on the Templar Assassin. We're definitely going to see Puppey on the Enigma. Kuroki going to handle his world-famous Rubik. Bat Rider, it's going to go to Funnick. And last but not least, Havos. He's been playing Alchemist all day long, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been playing a lot of Alchemist. Of course, this is another game of Dota, right? It's still Dota in the end. $2 million on the table, but it's a very big game of Dota. Na'Vi, the International 1 champions, they've attended now 3 grand finals. Can they make a second championship theirs? Can they take another home? Havos the Alp, Funnick the Bat, Kuroki on the Rubik, Dendi the TA mid, and last but not least, Puppey on the Jungle Enigma. Our first ever Game 5 at the International on the side of the Alliance. The Kings in the North, yet to lose a series at this tournament. They've lost a few games in a row here, but they battled back to force this game. S4 on his signature puck. EGM, the EO, the Wisp. Ake, the Crystal Maiden. Loda on the Chaos Knight, and they're heading to the bottom lane. Last but not least, it's Admiral Bulldog expecting to go 1v1 against the Funnick Bat, starting with the Magic Stick, heading to the top lane.
So Loda and his team decides to go offensive trialing with the Wisp. Now Wisp generally considered very weak on the offensive trialing because he has 0 armor, but I think they're definitely on the offensive. And let's see if Havos, and of course with Kuroki's backup, whether he could handle it. Back in the mid lane, Dendi is going to have a little bit of assistance. Puppey will destroy the first creep with demonic conversion, and that should be a tiny kind of assistance there. And of course, he is going to be matched up against S4's puck. By the way, no polling here, so this is as true of a 1v1 as it possibly gets.
Yeah, nice work by Bulldog here. Sends a trance to the top rune. Will deny the creep, and meanwhile,
Havos,
bottom lane, they're
Havos.
hunting Havos, but unable to pick him off. He's way off. So, aggressive tri-lane, and the reason this really could work is because Na'Vi are running a jungle Enigma. So, at best, it's a dual lane bottom, and in fact, it won't be a dual lane bottom. Kuroki's gone top.
Want to get a first blood top. I don't think Admiral Bulldog was expecting this at all.
Yeah, this lane could get first blood, but really not until level 2, I feel. Let's see, though. Maybe you can run him down with Napalm.
If you get like 4 stacks on him, just
Cat and mouse with Puppey. The tier 4's in jeopardy. Na'Vi running out of options. It's a Necro 3. It's all in on the push.
oh my god, Rex is going to go down. We're going to see a TP from Dendi, and that will drive Admiral Bulldog out of the base. Meanwhile, you see Havos still trying to run. Every buyback being spent on both sides.
But look at the damage he did. That's the last tier 4. The way to the throne is now open. Admiral, Bulldog, Alliance, they find a pickup as well. They found a both. He BKBs. Does he get out in time? No crits. No crits. He will live.
Oh my god.
So Na'Vi, they're out of options here. They gotta force a fight and take racks very soon. They're not gonna win in a war of split push.
They are not going to win in a war of attrition because you have relocate, you have profit TP.
Oh, look at it, look at it. Boots of Travel and Puppey. He's got BKB, he's got Blink, he's got Black Hole.
There's no way you're going to break 2 tier 4 towers before they break the throne because there's just no damage output from Na'Vi.
Yeah, they've got a lot of damage, but things like Meld don't help you against towers. There's no Desolator on this team. You can't crit on structures. They're not the best lineup to push the base. Alliance, fantastic pushing lineup. Now they're relaxing. They're sitting back. They know the next Roche is coming in a few minutes. Pressure's on Na'Vi. For Alliance, farm your buybacks, wait for the next Roche. If you take the next Roche, you pretty much can just throw bodies at the throne and win the game via that.
You gotta keep in mind that also if you take the Roshan, that will give the Radiant, and they have the glyph already available, so I think perhaps they're trying to angle for a bait. Meanwhile, you see Puppey smoked up in the base. He has a Breach of Travel. He's looking to join his allies, but it has to be a clean sweep. If you leave Admiral Bulldog, the base.
Meanwhile, slow, steady siege, 2 TPs drawn back. This throw.
Oh, 1 micro! Kills the gem. A little bit of extra gold.
Kills the. Was there anything?
Not gem. The courier. The courier.
Nothing on that
It
courier.
was going to the sneaker shop.
The Weasel Crow falls. There was nothing on it, but it's just gold, and it's a courier they don't have. By the way, I do want to point out, Admiral Bulldog bought that Necro 3 from the enemy fountain, so that's some next level stuff.
It definitely was.
All the little things right now, they matter so much. They're magnified in the big spotlight in the moment. Na'Vi backs against the wall. If they can win this game, then they really deserve the title of champions. But right now, Alliance have battled back. It looked to be Na'Vi's game, and yet here they stand. It's not about the kills. It's not about the gold. It's about the throne. And right now, Na'Vi's throne exposed. Alliance is standing strong. Tier 4's up, Glyph is up, and the throne at full HP.
I think what Admiral Bulldog's going for with his ultimate orb is going to be a Manta style. Just have as many things as you can to
push as quickly as possible.
Throw at the throne, throw your Necropros, throw your Manta Legion, make treants. In that one final push that Alliance is going to try to win with, they will try to surround the throne from all sides and siege.
$2 million hangs in the balance. 1.4 million and then some to the winner. Only 600,000 to the loser. Nobody will settle for second place. Who's going to claim it? Who's going to rip it away? We're still waiting. And once this Roche comes, I think we're going to see it decided. Because if Alliance gets that, Na'Vi have to know the chances of a comeback get virtually impossible.
Also, Na'Vi's definitely running out of resources. There's no Smoke of the Seed available in their shop. Meanwhile, Alliance has 2. So there's a lot of options for Alliance in terms of how they want to angle this. They could take the Roshan. They could force a 5-man team fight in the enemy base. Keep in mind that when you have buyback, you could buy back and relocate in. So if you add buybacks, if you add Aegis, and if you add relocate, and if you add teleport buybacks, that's like 9-10 lives that Na'Vi has to deal with. Do they have enough?
Alliance, like you said, they should have the strategic advantage in a throne race, in a base race. 2 lanes broken down, tier 4s to fall. But if you're a Na'Vi fan, you must believe in miracles now. You can't count them out yet. They've been in these incredible situations before. Can they find a way? Loda now, DD. This is very important in a base race. He's going bottom lane. He's got his Phantasm maxed out now. There's a Glyph on Na'Vi. They've all got TPs. We also should keep an eye on that to make sure.
You gotta keep
everyone with TPs. Right now for Alliance, they actually don't have that many, but they've got all the TP abilities. Teleportation, relocate is there.
Yeah, you also have to keep track of buyback. Hovosa's got 1. We have 1 on Rubik and 1 on Dendi. That's all of Na'Vi's buybacks.
Na'Vi, they felt like they had this game in their grasp. You could sense it. They were confident. They pushed
Amro, if he gets caught here, they see him. They know where he is.
The trap's there? No, they don't. No wards. Gem out of range. Speaking of which, Gem's another important resource, and right now, there is a gem on the side of both teams. S4 carrying run, and I believe it is Funnick the other.
Vol's picking up Butcher Travel as well. That's definitely the item that you want in this stage of the game.
Roshan up in 30 seconds. The clock's ticking right now. Na'Vi, they know they have to fight Roche, and they also know Bulldog's going to come straight for the throne. He's going to go for the jugular. He wants to chop them off at the knees and end this game. They know Loda can relocate in. If those TPs get canceled, if they get caught, they could lose without ever getting to fight. Will S4 be the hero? Will he play that role yet again? He's already been the hero thus far. Can he do it one more time?
Yeah, you can see that Na'Vi is trying to gank 3-man parties, 4-man parties. If they find a pickoff, they have more options to do with what they want to do. Not having Smoke of the Sea at this stage of the game is a huge deal because those ganks are going to be less efficient. It's going to be less reliable as well. But they are definitely pushing out the base. They also have to keep in mind that relocate gank is always an option with CK Wisp. But here comes a big push down the top lane. I really don't think Alliance need to do this. They could just play it slow and go for the Roshan.
And that's what they're doing.
They turn back.
They push it past the river as a group, then they back off. They've got the wards. They don't necessarily know that Na'Vi don't have smokes.
All these treants. Damage is damage. Can't let them in.
Every little bit. The throne, it does regen slowly, so it will gain back some HP. Dendi cleaving them through. He says, not today. Meanwhile, there are Eidolons at the pit, and that is worth noting is that they can boots of travel to those Eidolons. So in a throne race, Na'Vi have a much inferior option to try and TP around the map, but they do have some ability to move around the map. It's all these little things.
I think the best possibility of a throne race is perhaps smoking in through the mid lane and start a fight there. And if Alliance decides to throne race you, you breach travel back.
It's hard to say though. Here we go. Could be a huge clash in the river.
Oh,
Blake, Malefice as well. He will get Claudia's buyback. It's a Crystal Maiden down, but the push comes top. It's a nice pick for Na'Vi. It's not enough to put this game in their grasp.
They can't roach. They don't have enough damage. They don't have enough time.
S4,
Oh, cancel TP! He's out! He canceled the beat. Puppy, he's not going to be back in the base.
He's got BKB, but no boots of travel. Coil on too.
Cancels Dendy's TP as well. They are in huge trouble.
Funix caught. Now if they go over the throne, it could be game. Funix down. Alliance are doing it. They need a little more. A ghost to fall. Throne in jeopardy. There's a glyph. It's going to be their last stand.
Dendy's back. He's going to try to focus everybody, but there's so much stuff hitting on the throne. There's no more glyph available. Down to about half HP, a quarter HP. Alliance surrounding from all sides.
BKB, they won this round. They're going to do it. The Kings of the North.
Alliance wins. They win TI3.
The Alliance just won $1.4 million. They are your International 3 champions. They have taken home the first ever International for the Swedes.
One more time for your champions! Congratulations! Congratulations! I think I can speak for everyone watching at home and everyone in the audience when I say we were all having heart attacks for that entire last, 20 seconds. How do you feel right now?
It's hard to describe. I just can't believe it. I don't have no words.
Talk to me about the moment you knew you had grabbed the game back.
Oh, sorry.
Tell me about the moment you knew you got the game back.
Oh my god, it's amazing. To beat Na'Vi 3-2, oh my god. We never knew when we got the game back. It was so close. We were, oh my god. Oh, I can't speak.
What do you have to say to these guys who really put up a couple of really great games?
A big thank you to Na'Vi. They are great players and persons. Thanks to all the fans, the audience, all the Dota players for making this possible. Thank you. Thank you.
James, back to you. One more time for Alliance.
Unbelievable. Alliance grabbed the championship, guys. Just what a game. I couldn't believe it. It was a magical game to a magical tournament, and it was like S4, the whole team, I have to say, was amazing. But I had notes on S4 here, and I was like, Puck, prior 15 minutes, terrible laning phase, terrible engagements. S4 isn't handling the pressure right now, and then all of a sudden, at the end, he just made magical plays. I couldn't believe how different it was and just how they stepped up in the moment.
That was just amazing. The way he just, it's something so simple. He cancels TPs, but it's...
Someone called it the $1 million puck ult.
And it really was. That was amazing. He jumped in. I think he got 3 or 4 TPs cancelled.
The first time?
Yeah, the first time. And then the second time around, which was like where the throne fell, 2 TPs right on the money. Oh my god, spectacular. I don't know what to say about this game. I'm just like, I ran in here thinking Na'Vi had it in the bag because I was sitting between the audience. Then S4 happened at Roshan, and
well, that was actually Admiral Bulldog, I have to say, because Admiral Bulldog, he took down the refraction charges with Treant.
That was ridiculous.
That was where I was running into the hall, maybe, because I was like, oh, Na'Vi just won.
Yeah, it was like Admiral Bulldog was, I think, overall that game probably one of the most solid players, solid decision makings. He was so good, and also EGM was absolutely fantastic. Okay, the whole team was amazing, but that moment when that happened, I was like, this is not meant to happen. This is not meant to happen. And S4 gets the Aegis,
and Dendy died in like a matter of a second. Dendy actually had over 3,000 gold on him at the time. If he had bought anything, that fight would have gone completely differently. But I mean, I can't fault Dendy for this, but he was 17-2 at one point, totally carrying Na'Vi. And Havos at 1v4 on the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
And just to think about how good you have to be at decision making when you know that Na'Vi are ahead, and when they come to your base, you cannot defend. So you're like, well,
let's base trade.
2 racks for 1. 2 melee racks.
Like, they shouldn't have been able to do that. Na'Vi didn't see it coming, otherwise they would have reacted better.
S4
no
got
one expected.
Off. He got picked off before, so Na'Vi had a huge advantage going into that.
Yeah, S4 was just like messing with him, man. He was like, look how bad I am. Oh no, I've died. And then they're like, oh, we've just killed S4. Let's just take and then he buys back and he's like, only joking.
Yeah. That was
it's amazing.
And how amazing is also Admiral Bulldog when they got the Raxis, just buying that Necro 3, putting all the pressure there, hiding with the Enigma. All the team was amazing.
We have to also give it up to Na'Vi. It takes to have a great champion, you need a great competitor, and that's exactly what they were. And we're going to go to a Casey with an interview. The runners-up, it's Puppy from Na'Vi.
What Puppy requests, I deliver. He wanted to sit down.
We're not going to.
Oh, we're not. No. How are you doing? That was still such an exciting few games to watch. You guys did an amazing job.
It was quite crazy games, I gotta agree. It was probably the most intense grand final I've ever played. And they showed some crazy games, right? Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
What was most surprising to you, the way that the games went?
Most of the games had to be most likely a stomp. I think the one that gets the advantage is going to go roll with it. So we lost first game. Second game we won with a stomp. Third game also it was kind of even, but we always had the upper hand somehow. And the fourth game was also a little bit fail of us. They kind of started snowballing us. We thought we were stronger maybe at pushing bottom lane, and then we couldn't take the game back. Fifth game was pretty much an even Steven, crazy all around moves and stuff. We had a lot of luck in this tournament, and that's Alchemix getting first bloods and double kills and stuff was absolutely lucky, I guess, for us. And crazy.
Very crazy, and so many people, such huge fans of yours, watching at home on streaming and out there in the hall. What do you have to say to them?
I love all of my fans. I give them autographs all the time, and I can stay as long as in the booth as I can, as humanly possible. And let's say I love Dota too.
Thank you so much.
That's 2 things that I love right now.
And congratulations, you guys came such a long way. It was great to see you guys back, and thanks for being so nice and generous with your time with me this time. I've enjoyed getting to know you.
I appreciate, you're a Dota fan probably, aren't you?
I am now.
You are now?
Yeah.
Of course, so you're connected to Dota, everything I like already. I don't even care if you're like something. I'm not going to even go.
No, I think we should send it back to James. That would be a good time.
Thank you. Thank you, Casey. And Puppy, stop trying to mess her throws up. I think Puppy, generally, he actually seems pretty cool about it. I think he actually enjoyed the fact that it was a great finals. Like, Puppy is just a lover of Dota in terms of strategy, plays, tactics, and I think Alliance, of course, they push him to the limits, and he enjoyed it. And he also said, the team that took the advantage would normally win, but that wasn't the case on the last game.
I don't want people to get this the wrong way, but Na'Vi and Poppy is like the greatest losers. Last year we saw them lift Ferrari up and just celebrate their victory with them. And this time around, like, what great sportsmanship. I'm just so impressed by Na'Vi's heart in the game and how Poppy is able to sit down with Casey afterwards and be like, I love Dota, I love my fans, I love everything about this game. It's just so admirable.
Yeah, and we're going to get Casey to join us on the panel before we say goodbye to tonight. But before we do, let's also take a look at some of the highlights of game number 5 between Alliance and Na'Vi. And here you can see this is the split push, and there you go. It's 3 people
coil.
into